Well, we continue our series of connecting faith to business and to life, to family and to our church from the book of Joshua. We've just finished the series in Deuteronomy and now we're into Joshua. Joshua is one of my favourite books, in the Bible. Actually, I've got a lot of favourite books, but he's up there with it. And I've titled this video, Wait Your Time. You see, we're so impatient. A young person starting in a business wants to know when he's going to run it. People who've worked there for years think they're the next one in line and could do a whole lot better than the owner or the boss. And in a church, they could do better than the pastor or those that are heading a department. And that can be true. It may not be true. But in terms of Joshua, he remained loyal to Moses. He remained submissive to Moses until the time God called Moses home. And Moses grew old, as you do, and in the desert probably you grow older quickly, and with over 2 million screaming, complaining people. But Moses grew old and couldn't do all the things that he probably did when he was a bit younger. And Joshua probably could have done a lot of those things better, but Joshua waited his time until God said it is now the right time for you to take the people across the Jordan into the promised land. And I can think of one other person, King David. He was anointed long before he became king. He had to wait for Saul to leave, or actually Saul came to an unfortunate death in battle. And David had opportunities to actually kill Saul and didn't, because he said, I can't touch someone who's God's anointed at this time. But eventually Moses died and they mourned the nation and Joshua for a long time. And then finally God says, well, the mourning's over. Now's the time. Moses is dead. Stop mourning, arise and take my people forward. In fact, take them across the Jordan into the promised land. So God gave Joshua the signal at that time. And, Joshua didn't initiate or take over Moses' style, because Moses was a pastoring, caring sort of person. He did get angry at times when the people didn't do the right things, but Joshua was a military leader and he was the right one for the time to be able to go in and be able to conquer a fairly fierce land. It had a lot of prosperity, but there were a lot of issues, but God had promised the land to his people. And I remember taking over the ad agency back in 1993 with 200 people. I wasn't planning to do that. It happened to be the managing director got moved overseas, and but I was a different style to him and the people prior to him. They were successful, but I had my own style. I actually didn't know what it was, but I just thought, well, I've now got the job, or if I agreed to take it, we're going to have to do something different, and we're going to set a vision, and we're going to have to make people catch us. And I didn't know what all that meant, but we set about with the key people building a plan and a future, which will come out in other videos, or you can look at the YouTube videos because some of that is talked about in those. But it's my style for my time as a leader. And good leaders help their people remember the past. They wanted him to remember Moses. He wanted to remember what God had done for them, bringing them out of slavery and through the desert, and providing food and water for them when they didn't think anything was possible in the desert. He reminded them past blessings and victories, because they're going to need to be reminded of those as they go into a difficult land. So just remember, wait your time, because when it's right, you'll be able to pick up that company, that church, that ministry, and be able to take it forward. Thank you.